Well, I had bad plastic surgery.
Let's talk about the edge of cosmetic change, the place where just a little became a lifestyle, from waistlines that defy anatomy to transformations inspired by dolls, animals, and superheroes. These 10 stories redefine how far someone might go to match a vision in their head. Ready? Let's begin. 10. Ethan. Let's start with Ethan, someone who discovered body modification before most kids discover their favorite TV show.
I'm the world's youngest, most modified youth, at least for the moment.
We're talking ear-stretching and experimental ink as a preteen, not exactly typical childhood milestones. By his early 20s, Ethan had already undergone dozens of procedures. Tongue uplifting? Check. Navel removal? Done. Eye tattooing? Absolutely. And that's just the beginning. The result? Total coverage ink, an extreme alteration that's impossible to ignore. Love it or hate it, Ethan's transformation turned him into one of the most modified young adults on the internet. But here's the question. When you start that young, where do you go next? 9. Pixie Fox. Pixie Fox had one goal that consumed everything else: the tiniest possible waist. We're talking about daily corsetry that brought dramatic results. But for Pixie, dramatic wasn't dramatic enough. She famously underwent rib removal surgery to push her figure even further into impossible territory. But that was just one item on a very long list. Breast augmentation, rhinoplasty, lip work, brow lifts, fillers, liposuction, the works. The through line is crystal clear. A sculpted, hyper-stylized, almost animated profile built through relentless refinement. Pixie didn't just want to look different. She wanted to look like she stepped out of a cartoon. Rodrigo Alves. Rodrigo Alves was bullied as a teenager and became obsessed with one very specific look: polished, plastic perfection.
Me, Rodrigo Alves, it is a full-time job. It involves a lot of blacking and lasers and bleach and makeup.
The Ken doll ideal wasn't just inspiration, it was a blueprint. The cosmetic tally soared into hundreds of thousands of dollars. Multiple rhinoplasties, extensive skin work, facial reconstruction, all chasing that glossy, hyper-symmetrical finish that exists more in toy stores than in nature. The journey wasn't easy. Complications and infections underscored just how dangerous this pursuit could be. But the ambition never wavered. An unmistakable, toy-like aesthetic crafted procedure by procedure, year after year. 7. Toby Sheldon. Toby Sheldon took celebrity admiration to a place most fans never even consider. As a mega fan of Justin Bieber, Toby didn't just want to meet his idol, he wanted to become him.
When Justin Bieber got famous, I was so jealous of his good looks. He had this baby face that I just really liked.
The transformation targeted everything: lips, eyes, hairline, overall facial contours, multiple surgeries aimed at echoing Bieber's face as precisely as possible. The result? A transformation that became famous and controversial overnight. Toby landed TV appearances and drew massive attention that he tried to channel into his own music career. But the story raises uncomfortable questions about celebrity culture and just how far devotion can go when identity merges completely with fandom. 6. Cindy Jackson. At first glance, Cindy Jackson seems to blend in perfectly. Nothing about her screams extreme transformation. Until you learn that her natural-looking appearance is actually the product of a staggering number of procedures accumulated over decades. Rhinoplasties, liposuction, eyelid surgery, chin work, facelifts, fillers, chemical peels, permanent makeup tattoos. The list goes on and on. But Cindy's approach was different. Everything aimed toward refreshed and refined, done in careful stages. Her philosophy made her a go-to advisor for people seeking natural-looking results through decidedly unnatural means. It's the paradox of modern cosmetic surgery, using extreme methods to achieve subtle results. 5. Vanilla Chamu. Starting young, Vanilla Chamu pursued a very specific ideal: the French porcelain doll look. Pale skin, delicate features, auburn hair, impossibly large eyes, and a dainty chin, every detail carefully planned. The journey included breast augmentation, extensive facial reshaping, and the widely popular double eyelid surgery common in Japan, plus intensive skin lightening treatments to complete that doll-like impression. Even bone-lengthening surgery made it onto her radar. This isn't just about looking different. It's a full-body commitment to embodying a specific, stylized character that exists more in fantasy than reality. 4. Dennis stalking cat. Dennis believed the tiger was his true spiritual form, and he dedicated his life to making his body match that belief.
My given name is Stalking Cat.
This wasn't about aesthetics. This was about identity at the deepest possible level. Tattoos became stripes covering his entire body. Facial implants changed his bone structure. Whisker piercings added texture. Brow and nose work pushed his appearance further and further from human baseline. The methods were intense and often painful. The intent was spiritual and deeply personal. The result? A living art project and identity statement that completely blurred the line between person and avatar. 3. Anne. We've all heard about surgeries designed to make you look younger. Anne wanted the exact opposite, and her reasoning was surprisingly practical. Tired of being mysticated for her son's girlfriend and constantly drawing unwanted attention from much younger men, Anne chose procedures specifically designed to add age rather than subtract it. It's the inverse of the entire cosmetic playbook, swapping ageless for appropriately aged. But it perfectly illustrates how personal comfort, not public opinion, can drive the most unexpected aesthetic choices. 2. Eric Sprague. Eric built an entire career around one incredible transformation, becoming reptilian. Full-body scale tattoos, a surgically split tongue, subdermal implants, and facial modifications that sell the illusion completely. His career leaned into the spectacle, an unapologetic embrace of the fringe that turned body modification into performance art. Its theater, identity, and extreme modification crossed into a single, unforgettable persona. Eric proves that sometimes the most extreme transformations aren't about becoming more human, they're about becoming something else entirely. 1. Herbert Chavez. Herbert decided that lifelong Superman fandom wasn't enough. He wanted to actually look like the Man of Steel. Over many years and nearly 20 procedures, he completely rebuilt himself. Nose reshaping, skin lightening, ab implants, facial reconstruction. Then he suited up daily to live the part. This isn't just cosplay taken to extremes. This is permanent life choice, where the cape isn't costume, it's brand identity. Herbert shows us what happens when childhood dreams meet adult resources and unwavering determination. 10 stories, 10 completely different visions, 10 people who looked in the mirror and decided that what they saw wasn't who they were meant to be. Whether you see these transformations as art, obsession, or self-expression taken to its absolute limit, they all press the same fundamental question. How far would you go to look like the person in your head? These stories challenge everything we think we know about identity, beauty, and the relationship between our inner vision and outer reality. So, tell me, in a world where anything is possible, where would you draw your line? Let me know in the comments below, and if you want to see more stories that push the boundaries of what's possible, hit that subscribe button.